See, I give you two methods here. One is 2 power 2n. This x to the power of 2 whole to the power of r is x to the power of 2r. When you shift it to numerator, it becomes minus 2r. So we have 1 minus I divided by 1 plus I equal to minus I. That can be proved very easily. What do you do? So C minus B, B minus A equal to D. So what is B minus C? Minus D. So probability of A or B is same as Hi everyone, welcome to Temple of Excellence Vidyashram. This is H.N.M. Maras, Professor of Mathematics. We shall discuss the 2018 paper. The first question, if mod x plus 5 greater than or equal to 10, then you can write this as x plus 5 greater than or equal to 10 or x plus 5 less than or equal to minus 10. Two possibilities. So mod x is greater than or equal to some positive number k, means x is greater than or equal to k or x is less than or equal to minus k. This idea I use. This implies x is greater than or equal to 5 or x is less than or equal to minus 10 minus 5 is minus 15. 10 minus 5 is 5. So it is union of these two. So this is actually minus infinity to minus 15 included because equality is there. Union, this one, 5 including 5 to infinity. So this is the set. So we have x belonging to this. X belongs to minus infinity, open interval, right closed, union 5 infinity. So you can search for the answer. It is C. The answer is C. So this is the question. Okay, we'll go to the next question. Everybody in a room shakes hands with everyone else. The total number of handshakes is 45. The number of persons in the room is, so let us assume n is the number of persons. Number of handshakes is nc2 because if A shakes hands with B, B also had shaken hands with A. So it is a combination. So nc2 because shaking hand is between two persons. So if you assume n is number of persons, number of shake hands is nc2 is given to be 45. It is given. Now find n. So this implies n into n minus 1 divided by 2 is equal to 45. And that implies n into n minus 1 is equal to 90. Now it's a quadratic equation, n squared minus n minus 90. So don't waste time in solving quadratic equation. What you do here, you write it as 10 into 9. It is very smart work. See, you have product of two consecutive integers. Here also product of two consecutive. So comparing this, you can write n equal to 10 or n minus 1 equal to 9. Both give you the same answer, n equal to 10. Therefore, n is 10 is the answer. Number of handshakes is 45. So number of persons is 10. So we go to next question now. See, the constant term in the expansion of this. Constant term is term independent of x. That is the meaning. Constant variable is x. So constant term is term independent of x. So what we do, the general term is a t r plus 1. Usually we write a t r plus 1 general term is a minus 1 to the power r. If in between you have minus sign, then is the extra factor you have, into ncr, that is 16cr, into a is x squared to the power 16 minus r, into a is 1 over x squared to the power r. Write this very clearly. Minus 1 to the power r into ncr into x power n minus r into a to the power of r. Okay. Now I don't waste your time on simplification. Concentrate only on power of x. So what is power of x? x to the power 2 into 16, 32, it is 32, minus 2r, 2 into 16, 2 into r. This x to the power of 2 whole to the power of r is x to the power of 2r. When you shift it to numerator, it becomes minus 2r. This is the power of x. So this is equal, this must be equal to 0. So 32 minus 4r is equal to 0. No need to write the entire thing. Okay. So 32 minus 4r equal to 0. That gives you r is equal to 4r is equal to 32, r equal to 8. Now you write the term independent of x or constant term. The required term is minus 1 to the power 8, r is 8, into 16c8, and don't write anything here because it contains only x. So you can ignore that. And minus 1 to the power even number is plus. So it is equal to 16c8. So answer is 16c8. You have A. A is the answer. Okay. So no need to write completely. Okay. So we go to the next question now. See, if the proposition Pn stands for 2 power 2n minus 1 is divisible by k for all n belonging to n, then this value of k is, see, I give you two methods here. One is 2 power 2n minus 1, 2 power 2n minus 1 can be written as 2 power 2 to the power n minus 1. 2 power law of indices, which is equal to 4 to the power of n, 1 plus 3 to the power n minus 1. This is very systematic approach. This is equal to expanding this by binomial theorem. You get 1 to the power of n plus nc1 into 1 to the n minus 1 into 3 plus nc2 into 1 to the power n minus 2 into 3 squared plus 1. Last term is 3 to the power of n minus 1. Now, I think I can cancel this 1 with 1. You can see, this is, you can easily observe 3 is a common factor. So, I can take 3 into, don't write nc1, nc2, etc. So, nc1, nc2 into 3, all that, some constant, some integer. You can write here some integer. Because, you know, this whole thing, 3 common, nc1, 3 into nc2, etc. This is integer. So you can easily say this is a divisible by 3. Therefore, this expression is divisible by k means what is k value? It is divisible by 3. For all value of n, it is true, means k equal to 3 is the answer. This is the answer. Answer is B. Now, I give you another interesting method. See, since it is true for all values of n, should be true for n equal to 1 also. Let's put n equal to 1 there. 2 to the power of 2 into 1 is 2 minus 1. That's equal to 4 minus 1, 3. So this expression should be divisible by k means this is divisible by 3. 6, 7, 2. Don't divide this. Therefore, it has to be 3. So very easily you can use this method in this case. Okay. So answer is B. Okay. Next question. The equation of line parallel to the line 3x minus 4y plus 2 equal to 0 and passing through the point minus 2, 3. See, one method is parallel to this is what is slope of this line? Slope is minus 3 divided by minus 4, that is equal to 3 divided by 4. Therefore, equation of the line is given by y minus 3 is equal to 3 by 4 into x minus of minus 2, it is x plus 2. Cross multiplying, we get 4y minus 12 is equal to 3x plus 6. Therefore, shifting everything to one side, you get 3x minus 4y plus 18 is equal to 0. This is the equation of the line. So 3x minus 4y plus 18 equal to 0. Answer is this. But I have another interesting method. You can use this. The equation of the line passing through the point x1, y1 and parallel to the line ax plus by plus c equal to 0 is given by, you concentrate only on these coefficients of x and y. This a into replace x by x minus x1 plus b into y minus y1 is equal to 0. You need not take constant term. because it passes through x1, y1 means x equal to x1, y equal to y1 makes it 0. So this is the general result. Therefore, using this, see how quickly we can write. So equation of the line parallel to this through that point means it is 3 times x minus of minus 2, that is x minus of minus 2, minus 4 into, because instead of plus you have minus there, minus 4 into y minus 3 is equal to 0. So 3x minus 4y plus 6 plus 12, that is plus 18 equal to 0. Very easily you can go to that answer. Okay. So next question. If 1 minus I to the by 1 plus I to the power 96 equal to a plus ib, then ab, find a and b and then write that ordered pair. So we have 1 minus I divided by 1 plus I equal to minus I. That can be proved very easily. What you do, you multiply and divide by conjugate of this denominator. 1 minus I divide and multiply by 1 minus I. You get this 1 minus I into 1. See, now this is nothing but 1 minus I whole squared, 1 plus I squared minus 2I divided by 1 plus I into 1 minus I is 1 minus I squared, which is equal to this 1 I squared cancels because I squared is minus 1. Here also this is a minus 2I divided by 1 minus of minus 1, 2, which is equal to minus I. If you remember this, it's fine. 1 minus I by 1 plus I equal to minus I. Now that to the power 96, therefore 1 minus I by 1 plus I to the power 96 is equal to a plus ib, implies minus I to the power 96 is equal to a plus ib. Now minus to the power of even number is plus. So it is I to the power 96 is equal to a plus ib, step 1. Now this can be written as I squared to the power 48 is equal to a plus ib. I squared is minus 1. Luckily minus 1 to the power even number here. So it is equal to minus 1 to the power 48 is equal to a plus ib. So this is nothing but 1 equal to a plus ib. Now comparing real and imaginary parts, a equal to 1 and there is no imaginary part there. So b is equal to 0. Therefore a, b is equal to 1, 0. So answer is 1, 0. So b is the answer. Next, the distance between foci of a hyperbola is 16 and its eccentricity is root 2. Then its equation is equation of the hyperbola. Equation of the hyperbola, distance between foci is 2ae is equal to 16 given. 2ae equal to 16. And you also know e equal to root 2. Therefore, a equals 16 divided by 2 into root 2, which is equal to 8 by root 2. 16 by 2 is 8, 8 by root 2. Therefore, what is a squared? Is 64 divided by 2. 8 squared by root 2 squared, which is equal to 32. Now, let's find out b. b squared is equal to a squared into e squared minus 1. This is the relation between a, b and e in case of hyperbola, which is equal to a squared 32 into root 2 whole squared is 2 minus 1. That is also equal to 32. You can remember when eccentricity is root 2, a and b are equal. You need not do every time. A squared and b squared both are 32. Therefore, this a, b both are 32. Therefore, equation is x squared by 32 minus y squared by 32 is equal to 1. So, x squared minus y squared equal to 32. You may go to this answer. But unfortunately, this is also possible. You may have hyperbola, conjugate hyperbola also. So, both a and d are correct. So, in such a case, you get a grace. So, this only one choice will be given usually. So, here both a and d correct. So, suppose they want this answer, then axis, transverse axis parallel to x-axis means that's the one. If transverse axis is parallel to y-axis, then this is the answer. Now, there is ambiguity. So, you can write a or d, both are correct. Okay. So, next question we shall go. The number of ways in which 5 girls and 3 boys can be seated in a row so that no 2 boys are together. See, first we should know that 3 boys, no 2 boys are together out of this. So first you arrange girls G1, G2, G3, G4, G5. 5 girls, you arrange them. In how many ways you can arrange them? 5p5, that is equal to 125 factorial ways. Now you have how many places between these girls? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boys can occupy n places also. There are 6 places between 5 girls. If you have 3 boys here, 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 or here, here, there, no 2 boys are together. So I have to arrange 3 boys in 6 available places. That can be done in 6p3 ways. That is 6 into 5 into 4. That is also 120. Therefore, both by fundamental principle of counting, if certain thing can be done in m ways, another thing can be done in n ways, then both can be, see, if you want to arrange both boys and girls, both should be done together. It is 120 into 120, 12 into 12 is 144, and 2 zeros, 14400, 14400. Be careful, ella ade tarane kaansutte. So 14400, answer is D. Okay, so D is the answer. Next question. If A, B, C are 3 consecutive terms of an arithmetic progression and X, Y, Z are 3 consecutive terms of a geometric progression, then the value of X power B minus C, Y power C minus A, Z power A minus B is. See, I can take general case and a special case also. General case, even general case also gives you answer within 20 seconds. So you know that A, B, C are in arithmetic progression. I can take A, B, C, and then X, Y, Z. A, B, C are in AP means common difference. You can take D is the common difference. A, B, C are in AP. Now X, Y, Z are in GP. So X can be taken as A, Y can be taken as A into R, and Z can be taken as A into R squared, because X, Y, Z are in geometric progression. Now consider this expression. You have X to the power B minus C, X to the power of B minus C, that is A to the power of B minus C. You know A, B, C are in arithmetic progression. So C minus B, B minus A equal to D. So what is B minus C? Minus D. Into Y is AR to the power C minus A. You can see here C minus A is 2D, right? 2D. Into AR squared, because Z is AR squared, to the power A minus B. A minus B is minus D. So you can write this as A to the power A power minus D plus 2D and minus D into R to the power, no R here, R power 2D, R power minus 2D, R power 2D minus 2D. You can see now it is A power 0 into R power 0. It is equal to A power 0 into R power 0, which is equal to 1. Therefore, the answer is D. Now I have very simple method. Because it's a AP, GP, true should be true for any AP. So I can take for convenience 1, 2, 3 as a ABC. Okay? And geometry pro X, Y, Z and GP means I can take 5 squared and 5 cube. Okay? 5 squared, 5 cube. So now X to the power of, that is 5 to the power of A minus B is minus 1. Into 5 squared to the power C minus A, that is 3 minus 1 is 2, into 5 cube to the power A minus B, that is equal to minus 1, which is equal to 5 to the power minus 1 plus 4 plus 3, which is equal to 5 to the power 0, which is equal to 1. That is also possible. You can take a special case and prove it. Okay? So this is the way you do it. So next question though. The value of limit mod x by x as x tends to 0. So suppose you take a left hand limit. Limit x tends to 0 minus. This is equal to limit of, when x is negative, mod x is replaced by minus x divided by x as x tends to 0, which is equal to minus 1. Left, in case they ask the left hand limit, then minus 1 is the answer. But he wants limit extends to 0, no plus, no minus. Be careful. If there is no plus or minus, then it's understood left hand limit, right hand limit should be same. So right hand limit of mod x divided by x as x tends to 0 plus is equal to limit of mod x plus, when x is positive, mod x is x divided by x as x tends to 0, which is equal to 1. So there is a difference between left hand limit and right hand limit. So limit is said to exist if left hand limit is same as right hand limit. Here you should say limit does not exist. Okay, that's the answer. Next question, 11. Let f of x is x minus 1 over x, 1 by x. Then f dash minus 1. You want derivative at x equal to minus 1. So find f dash x first. F dash x is equal to 1, derivative of x is 1, minus derivative of 1 over x is minus 1 by x squared. You know that 1 over x can be taken as x power minus 1. Differentiating, you get minus 1 into x to the power minus 2. That is equal to minus 1 over x squared. So you can write directly derivative of 1 over x is minus 1 by x squared, which is equal to 1 plus 1 divided by x squared. Now I want f dash minus 1. F dash of minus 1, f dash of minus 1 is equal to 1 plus 1 over minus 1 squared is 1, which is equal to 1 plus 1, 2. So derivative at x equal to minus 1 is 2. So answer is 2. This is the way. Okay. Next. Negation of the statement 72 is divisible by 2 and 3. That you can split this into, see, you have this beautiful result. Negation of P conjunction Q is equivalent to negation P disjunction negation Q. This is called De Morgan's law. Same set theory also. A intersection B dash is A dash union B dash. Similar to that. So negation of a conjunction is disjunction of their negations. So this can be written as 72 is divisible by 2 and 72 is divisible by 3. So you can use this result, then the negation will be 72 is not divisible by 2 or 72 is not divisible by 3. You need not write that completely. You can select the answer 72 is not divisible by 2 or 72 is not divisible by 3. This is the perfect answer. Answer is A. So using that result. Next question. The probability of happening of an event A is 0.5. P of A is given to be 0.5. And probability of B is given to be 0.3. If A and B are mutually exclusive, that means A intersection B is null set given. A and B are exclusive. If A happens, B does not happen. That's way. Then the probability of neither A nor B, very important one. Probability of A, neither A nor B means A dash intersection B dash. This is what you want. So you can write this as probability of A union B dash by De Morgan's law, which is equal to, probability of a complementary event is 1 minus probability of A union B. And you know that when A and B are exclusive, probability of A union B is sum of the probabilities. So it is equal to 1 minus probability of A, what is that? 0.5 plus probability of B, 0.3. Don't write minus probability of A intersection B because it is 0. So it is 1 minus 0.5 plus 0.3 is 0.8. 0.8. 1 minus 0.8 is 0.2. So 0.2 is the answer. So answer is C. Next question. In a simultaneous throw of a pair of dice, the probability of getting a total more than 7. You know that a pair of dice, you have number of elements in the sample space is 36 because it begins with 1 1 up to 6 6. All possible combination 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 6 up to 6 6. So number of elements in sample space is 36. Now I want the event A is the event, sum is more than or equal to 5, more than 7, not more than or equal, more than 7. So A is the event, sum is more than 7 means Suppose I begin with 2. 1 you can't have because 1, the other number is 6. 1 plus 6 is 7. It cannot be more than 7. So 2, 6 is 8, some of them. And 2, 3, 2, 6 and that's all. 2, 6. Only 2, 6. Okay. And then 6, 2 also you write. Whenever you write 2, 6, take the reverse also. Next, begin with 3. 3, 5, 3, 6. You should not miss any possible combination. That 3, 5, 3, 6. And then 5, 6, 5, 3, 5, 6, 3. You can write here itself. And then pair with, begin with 4. 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6. And then you take the reverse order. 5, 4, 6, 4. And the next one is those begin with 5. 5, 5, 3 already there. Okay. 5, 5, 5, 6 and 6, 5. And the last one is 6, 6. You count the number of elements in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If you write this way systematically, you don't miss any combination. Therefore, n of A is equal to 15. So probability of the event A, that is sum is more than 7, is number of elements in A, that is 15, divided by number of elements in sample space, 36. So the 3 divides both. So 3 5s are 3 12s. So 5 by 12 is the answer. So answer is C. So this is the way you write. Okay. Next, question number 15. If A and B are mutually exclusive events, again A intersection B is null set given. Given that probability of A equal to 3 by 5, probability of B is 1 by 5, then what is probability of A or B? Easiest question. So probability of A or B is same as probability of A union B. And that is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B is 0 because they are mutually exclusive. You can write minus 0 because probability of A intersection B given to be 0 as they are exclusive. Okay. Now it is equal to probability of A 3 by 5 plus probability of B 1 by 5, which is equal to 4 divided by 5. 4 by 5, nothing but 0.8 because 4 by 5 is 5 8s are 40. So 0.8. So this is the answer. Okay, given in decimal form. Next, question number 16. F and G are functions from R to R. Both F and G are defined from set of real numbers to set of real numbers. Given by f of x equal to mod x plus x. F of x is given by absolute value of x plus x, and g of x is given by mod x minus x for all real numbers defined. Now you want f composition g of x, where x is negative. Please understand, x negative. This is very crucial. Recall the definition of mod x. Mod x is defined as x if x is greater than or equal to 0, minus x if x is less than 0. This definition you should understand properly. Now, usually people say, when I write x, they say it is positive. If I write minus x, we say it is negative. That is wrong. It depends on x. This can be positive because if x is minus 3, minus of minus 3 becomes positive. So don't just see the sign to say it is positive and negative. So just see here, given that x is negative, so this x is given to be negative, please note. So this is equal to f of g of x. This is the definition of composition of function. Now g of x, f of, write as it is, g of x is mod x minus x. So mod of x minus x, which is equal to f of, tell me, is x negative or positive? Given to be negative, therefore mod x is minus x, minus this one as it is, so which is equal to f of minus 2x. Now tell me, is it positive or negative? This is where you go wrong. Minus 2x means you may say it is negative. But actually, remember, x is negative, therefore, minus of this is positive. So this minus 2x, this expression is positive, you should remember. So, you're taking this as one unit, so f of this is equal to mod of minus 2x, the whole thing taken as x, f of x is mod of x, plus minus 2x. Taking this as minus 2x as one unit. Now tell me, what is mod of minus 2x? You know this is minus 2x is positive because x is negative. So you have to write minus 2x as it is. Usually you write 2x. That is wrong. Usually, suppose I ask you minus 3, then you write 3. Same way you can't write here because minus 2x is positive because of that, because x is negative. So minus 2x, which is equal to minus 4x. So generally we go for the answer 0, but this is the correct answer, minus 4x. So be careful, definition of absolute value. Okay, go to the next question. Question number 17. A set A is a set having 6 distinct elements. The number of distinct functions from A to A which are not bijections. See, A to A, you have A containing 6 elements, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6. Same set here also, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6. I want a bijective function. First I take how many bijective functions you can define. See now how many ways you can assign image for A1. There are 6 ways because 6 elements are there. The same element cannot be image for this. So second element can go in how many ways? 5 ways. The third element 4 ways because same element cannot be image. So similarly 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, that is equal to 6 factorial. The total number of bijective functions is 6 factorial. In general, if A has n elements, the number of bijective functions from A to itself is n factorial. So 6 factorial functions are bijective. Now, how many functions you can define first from A to itself? See, if you want function, don't worry about 1, 1, and 2. Now, all possible functions you take. So, first element can, how many ways you can assign image for A1? 6 ways. How many ways you can assign image for second element? Again 6 because same element can be image. So 6 into 6 into 6 into etc. 6 times. So 6 to the power 6 is the total number of functions. The total number of functions is 6 to the power of 6, out of which 6 factorial are bijective. Therefore, I want functions which are not bijective. Therefore, required number of functions, required number is out of total number of functions 6 to the power 6, you remove factorial 6, you get this answer. So the answer is ಆತರ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಇದನ್ನು ಬರೆದುಬಿಡ್ಬೇಡಿ, 6 to the power 6 minus 6, 6 power 6 minus factorial 6. So that is the answer. Okay. Next question. See, 18th. Let f from R to R be defined by, see, defined for all values of x, less than or equal to 1 here, more than 3 there, between 1 and 3 here. It is defined for all values of x. Now, what is f of minus 1 plus f of 2 plus f of 4? It is a simple problem on functions. See, f of minus 1 means you don't substitute arbitrarily in any function. Less than, identify minus 1 is less than 1. So if it is less than 1, substitute minus 1 here. It is 3 into minus 1. Plus f of 2, 2 is in this interval. So put x equal to 2 there. It is 2 squared. Plus f of 4, 4 is not here, not here. It's more than 3. Therefore, 4 is more than 3. So it is defined by 2x. So 2 into 4, which is equal to minus 3 plus 4, minus 3 plus 4 plus 8. So 1 plus 8, that is equal to 9. So the required expression is A. A is the answer. Okay. So very easy definition of function. Where it is defined, carefully you just see and then, okay. Next question. This is a simple problem based on this sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2. You have a standard result for all permissible values of x, for all x belonging to minus 1, 1. So this must be defined first. Okay, so sin inverse x plus cos inverse y equal to 2 pi by 5 given. Then what is cos inverse x plus sin inverse y? So this can be written as pi by 2 minus cos inverse x. How do you know you have to use this result? Because x is in terms of cos inverse, y in terms of sin inverse. So I just change it to pi by 2 minus cos inverse x plus pi by 2 minus sin inverse y is equal to 2 pi by 5. Step 1, using this beautiful result. Now, I shift these two to right hand side, cos inverse x and sin inverse y, because you have minus sign, bring them to right hand side. Pi by 2 plus pi by 2 is pi. Pi minus 2 pi by 5 by shifting it to left hand side is equal to cos inverse x plus sin inverse y. Therefore, cos inverse x plus sin inverse y is 5 pi minus 2 pi, that is 3 pi by 5. No need to write again all these, okay? You can write cos inverse x plus sin inverse y is equal to 3 pi by 5. So answer is 3 pi by 5. B is the answer, okay? Next question. The value of the expression, this is a very, very good question. You have tan theta by 2 is equal to square root of 1 minus cos theta divided by 1 plus cos theta. The standard formula, because 1 minus cos theta is 2 sin squared theta by 2 and 1 plus cos theta is 2 cos squared theta by 2. So 2 cancels, tan squared theta by 2. So tan theta by 2 is root of this. Now, I take this cos inverse 2 divided by root 5 as theta. Therefore, what is cos theta? Cos theta equal to 2 divided by root 5. Now the expression becomes tan of, taking this cos inverse 2 by root 5 as theta, tan theta by 2 it becomes, because half of theta, theta by 2. Now tan theta by 2, use this formula now, is equal to square root of 1 minus cos theta, you need not write that come again, to 1 minus cos theta 2 by root 5 divided by 1 plus 2 divided by root 5. This is the one. Now you can simplify this quickly, because root 5 minus 2 numerator, denominator root 5 plus 2, because the root 5 cancels. Now the answers, you can see, you can simplify this further. So what you need to do, root of root 5 minus 2 into root 5 minus 2. I multiply and divide by this rationalizing factor of this denominator. Denominator root 5 plus 2 into root 5 minus 2, which is equal to root 5 minus 2 whole squared is root 5 minus 2. Directly I write root 5 minus 2 whole squared under root divided by, this is easy, root 5 whole squared is 5 minus 2 squared is 4, 5 minus 4 is 1. So root 5 minus 2, root 5 minus 2, 5 minus root 2 almost ಅದೇ ತರನೇ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. Root 5 minus 2, the answer is B. B is the answer, okay?